Move.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this episode, the inaugural episode of the Jimnasium Jim Rats. With me, your host, XFL Jim, joined as always in everything I can get him in, Chase, Lupine Fiasco, Sessoms. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm excited about this new show. I'm tired of these oblong balls. You give me a sphere, god damn it.
Let's get spherical in this bitch. And we got Scotty Law, the lawyer of the garage, the basketball wizard. How are you doing, my man?
I can't complain. You know how it is.
Hell yes. So this episode in particular, we're going to be kind of just talking about what this show is going to be, going through some stuff. We got a little bit of a script going on. It's going to be a quick college basketball show, recap, preview, whatever you want to fucking talk about every single week. Thursday, we're coming a little late tonight. We're usually going to be coming at you 8 p.m. Central, so be ready for that. And the audio podcast, whatever forms, video is going to be out the day after. I'll take care of that. Make sure you're liking us, subscribe, follow everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, the whole shebang and bang. My guys, it's college basketball season. I've been betting so much every day.
It's good to be back. Oh, it's good to be back.
I'm sitting.
I honestly missed it.
2-2 tonight. I got a nice little hit on the money line with Marquette and another nice little hit on the money line earlier with who was that? That was Charlotte, the Clit.
Charlotte, the Clits. I'm going to be taking them in football tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I want a Charlotte basketball jersey because it just has CLT, just Clit right there, right on the front.
We need to get some. We definitely need to get some.
Absolutely.
So, let's talk about the season as a whole, like college basketball as a whole. Episode 1. What are we looking for? What are each of us looking for coming into this season of college basketball? Start with you, Scotty Law.
First, I got to say, fans back in the stands. I mean, how terrible was it being out of the arenas for a full year plus? Terrible. I hated it so much.
We kind of get to reset with that because we had it with football fans back. And then I think usually once it gets to week 8, you're kind of like, you can stop saying fans back. It's awesome. But now you get a reset with a whole new sport. It's awesome. And college basketball,
exactly.
I think, more than almost any sport, needs the fans.
Yeah. I mean, college sports, the home field, home court advantage it's unlike anything else. I mean, there's no real sport environment like it. The fans really just make it. They make it the experience. They make it what it is, and it's just, awful being away. So happy to be back.
It's so nice. I'm so freaking happy that we have fans back in the stands. Chase, what are you looking for? What's one takeaway you are happy about?
What's one thing I'm happy about? Let's see. I really want to see I'm going to go homer. I really want to see how the SEC is going to unfold this year. You've got a couple great teams. It's like the SEC has finally kind of gotten its way back from being just like a garbage basketball conference into a pretty good basketball conference again. But I want to see if Kentucky can turn it around. I really hope they don't because I fucking hate them. If my Hogs can actually pull out an SEC championship this year, we look tough, man. I feel like we got the coach that's going to be here for about 10 years. And so, he knows how to work at the transfer portal. He's bringing in good recruits. Let's see. I'm on the Must Bus.
I love it. Dude, the Must Bus.
He's a good coach.
They're my favorite team in the SEC. I love them so much.
How could we not be? Quite honestly.
It's true. I mean, even if you weren't one of my greatest friends, Chase, I would probably say they'd be my favorite team. Not based on the fact that they have a likability, but also most other teams in the SEC are just really, really hateable.
So unbelievably hateable.
It's so easy to hate Auburn and Kentucky and Alabama and all these teams.
Florida. And it's like this in basketball season. It's Vandy's time to shine.
That's true. That's when the little smaller schools can shine. That's what I'm loving. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm a small market guy, and this is where college basketball shines more than any other sport. You get the eyeballs on these small market teams. The king of the small market teams is and will be Gonzaga. I'm looking forward to see how they compete. They actually have a lot of tough, out of conference opponents coming up. I'm very excited to see how they perform. They kicked the shit out of Texas. That was awesome.
They did. It's that might be dressed up a little bit. It's Chris Beard's first year at Texas. He hasn't had a chance to work the transfer portal like he knows how to. And yeah, Chris Beard, God, dirtbag.
So aside from these things, there's obvious other things like Coach K doing his farewell tour. Do you think there's any chance in hell he doesn't make the tournament? I don't think there's a chance he doesn't. This is like they're gonna rig it in his favor.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I think they're going to do whatever they can to get Duke in the tournament. I mean, he does have a darn good team, too. We'll see kind of how that whole DUI thing with Banchero and his grandson plays out. Obviously, Banchero being one of the best players in the country could have a big effect on that team. But, yeah, who knows? I don't think they're going to be able to keep Coach K out. They'll find a way to put him in.
I'm thinking there's no way in hell he doesn't get in.
With his like hair and everything and like his black suits, like I feel like he'll just like transition easily into being a Dracula.
Yeah.
I think he'll just be like an energy vampire on the golf course, just taking people's energy as they come in.
You watch What We Do in the Shadows, and I love you for it. I love you for
great
it.
Show. I love the movie too.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. There's just so with him retiring, with Coach K doing his farewell tour, are we going to see like more coaches in other sports do something like this? Is that like a possibility that you do, like you announce your retirement at the start of the year or like in the off season going into it and then just do a farewell tour? I feel like it works more with basketball. You couldn't do this in football because recruiting is coaches need to be recruiting constantly.
I think it's more likely in football. I think it's more likely.
You think it's more likely?
Yeah, I think the whole I think you have like more like coaches who like will be at a program for like such a long time and they'll go ahead and announce like who their replacement is for continuity. To keep, for recruits, especially now that you have like 2 signing periods, like it like you see it with like
Washington kind of did that. And
you see it with like Virginia Tech getting rid of Justin Fuente and doing it so early in the year. They're doing it because they're 2 signing periods now. So I don't know. I'm not sure. There might actually be more like monolithic coaches in basketball than there are football, but like it's still going to be like such a slim like percentage of like all of coaching and all of sport, because the way that ends is so rarely retirement. It's so rarely your choice that you stop coaching a school.
It's usually like you jump to a better job or you get fired. Those are usually your only 2 options.
Or you're shit canned.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Sark.
So I'm looking right now. I think what we should do is we should each pick a team who we think is going to win the whole thing right now, right here. Lay your money on the line.
Man, I don't want to be a homer, but I so want to be a homer.
Arkansas I'm seeing plus 3,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I think we got as good a chance to make the Elite 8 again. I feel like we got a great chance to do it. And honestly, if I could place a futures bet for the year after, I would do that too.
Okay. I'll put this one in for you, Chase.
Ooh.
Boom. That's you. Scotty Law, who is your team that you are going to get behind for this entire year?
I got 2 teams that I like.
Okay.
Michigan and Villanova. I'm apprehensive to pick Michigan because it seems like they get second. They get runner-up about every other year or so. They just haven't been able to break through. They have that curse dating back to the Fab Five. Just can't get it done. So I'm going to go with Villanova. I know they've been rebuilding a little bit, but, I mean, you got Jay Wright just coming off 2 championships in 3 years. He's proven he can do it. He's got great recruiting classes year after year. They lost, I'm forgetting his name right now, but what was their best player for most of the season last year. They lost him right before the conference tournament. So I'm going to have to go with Villanova.
I like it. They're plus 1,400. I think the only one that's a real stay away from any team whatsoever is Gonzaga because they're 6-1, which is just bananas to me.
Yeah. Not getting great value there.
No.
I think they probably are the clear-cut favorite, but I mean 6-1 odds if you're placing a futures bet. That's lower value to tie up a lot of money for a while.
Little skimpy to have that in the works.
So we got Chase with Arkansas. Big homer pick, but I respect it. I don't think he might even do it if it wasn't a homer pick. We got Scotty Law with Villanova. I'm going to take a long shot here. I'm going solely based on my stomach, and I'm feeling barbecue. Give me Houston.
Okay.
The return of Phi Slamma Jamma, he says. Okay, yeah. I dig it.
Let's go.
I'm usually fuck everything Texas, but for some reason I'm on the Houston football team. Why can't I support this? What's wrong with me? Why this internal conflict?
Because they're not the University of Texas.
Good point. Go Cougs.
Yeah, let's fucking go Cougs all fucking day.
Honestly, over the last 5, maybe 10 years, Houston arguably has had a much better athletic department all the way around for men's sports than the University of Texas has.
I would argue that.
Can you say it again, but slower and more erotically?
Texas bad, Houston good.
Ooh. That warms my soul.
Injected into the veins.
Yeah, I like actually that I'm wearing a hoodie so I can touch my nipples without being obvious while you say that.
So a team I love and is like very near and dear to my heart. I'm trying to find them on this list. There they are, plus 6,000. I maybe would have taken a shot at them. I can't quit this Syracuse team, especially now that there's like Boeheim cubed.
2 Boeheim boys on the team.
Yeah. Jim Boeheim, quick word with you. Like they have books full of names for children. Like, did we really have to settle on Jimmy and Buddy? Seriously?
I think when he was looking through the book of names, he got it mixed up with a dog book.
Yeah. Yeah. It's why not just name him Son, Kid, and Boy for fuck's sake? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He coaches a hell of a zone defense, but he can't come up with anything better than Jimmy and Buddy.
Now you have to admit, Buddy Boeheim rolls off the tongue super well.
It does.
It does. But all I can think about is Elf.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. How do we think so far? I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit, I need to warm up and get into the college basketball watching rhythm. I'm still in football mode, and I probably will be for a while, but I gotta work it in. I'm gonna force it in. How do we feel like the season's starting out?
I mean, it's been good. I'm gonna point to like the UCLA Villanova game. That had the feel of like a Sweet 16, Elite 8 kind of matchup. Especially with it going into overtime. I thought Villanova, they just stopped making shots down the stretch, and that was the tough part. And you see that UCLA is going to be like a force on the boards. You've got some really exciting teams like St. Bonaventure in the top 25. Like, how exciting is that? Like the Bonnies.
Yeah, 25. They got a big win today. Yeah.
Yep.
Did they have a big win yesterday too? Or no?
They're in a tournament, sure, so they might have played yesterday.
Yeah. The Charleston Classic, I think.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in Mr. Scotford Law's take on this as our resident basketball expert.
I'm kind of in the same boat as old Jim. It is difficult to really get into basketball with college football and NFL still going. I mean, we got so much going on right now. You got World Series just ended, 3 weeks ago maybe. You got NFL in full force. You got NBA in full force. You got college basketball in full force. You got college football in full force.
Not to mention CFL.
CFL too. And if you live in Nebraska, you got volleyball in full force. I mean, just a huge thing here too.
It's so bizarre to me. It's just so foreign. So
it's not everyone's sport, but it's.
I really wish I could find more lines for it because I would bet the hell out of volleyball. I honestly
it's
would.
an entertaining sport if you can get into it. It really is.
There are.
I mean, it's
volleyball
also nice to
lines.
be good at something.
It is, yeah.
It feels good. It feels nice to be good at something.
The University of Nebraska is stellar at three things: women's volleyball, women's rifle, women's bowling.
It's my favorite.
We have the
Women's
best bowling program in the country, and it's not close. And we have an incredible rifle and volleyball team.
The cutting edge of food technology, of food engineering.
Oh, it's tough being a men's sports fan here, but we got those, novelty women's sports that are they're fun to cheer on, Always nice seeing those highlights. But yeah, I'm digressing a little bit. But yeah, college basketball, it's going to be great to get going. This first 2 weeks, you got like the Champions Classic. You got these matchups like UCLA and Villanova playing. But I really am a fan of when you get into that Thanksgiving week next week. You got all the Battle for Atlantis. You got all those tournaments firing up and just so many good games. And then right into conference play. I love it. There's so much parity this year. You got Gonzaga at the top, but I mean, who's number 2, 3, 4, 5 after that? There's no clear-cut favorites, at least in my opinion.
This is a year of parity. Like college football, you've been seeing it aside from Georgia. NFL is crazy. Like, I don't know who's the fucking best team each and every week. And me and Chase kind of still have that curse going on where every team we think is the best team ends up losing that week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rams.
Yeah, we might have to actually make a new pick since the Rams lost on Monday night.
I think tomorrow for the pick show, we're going to have to lay it out.
Good call.
I don't know who it's going to be, but honestly, whoever I think is the best team, I'm probably just going to fade my pick. So I hate it.
Yeah, just bet against ourselves. Totally.
So with this being episode 1, numero uno, there's not a whole lot to talk about right now. What we will do each and every week, we're going to pick 5 teams. Each one of us will pick 5 teams to really follow and root for the following week, just to kind of give you a broad overview of college basketball to see how we're doing, how the teams we're rooting for are doing, and our gut feel on these teams. Do you guys know which teams you're going to pick, or are you just kind of going by the seat of your pants? I'm just going to be going with my gut here.
I'm going to be there with you.
I got a list even.
Chase, I think this is the first time you've been the most prepared.
I have my moments.
I mean, on this show.
Okay. Yeah. First show. This works. Okay. Yeah, that's me. I'll set that precedent. I'll be that guy. Fuck it.
No, you're prepared behind the scenes, but when it comes to the showtime, you're all vibes.
Yeah, my personal life, fucking mess.
Tell me about it. Let's start with Scotty Law. Let's go one at a time, pick by pick. 4 of our 5 teams, all of our 5 teams. Who's your number 1?
Well, this is kind of being a homer, but I got to go with my Huskers. We're pretty terrible. We have
thank you for taking them, so I did not have
whatsoever.
to. I appreciate that. That's a real bro move.
Yeah, we had a lot of hype coming into this season. Brought in some stellar transfers. Have our first ever 5-star in Bryce McGowens, who is so far living up to everything he was supposed to be. Just an incredible player. He just lost his older brother to a foot injury for the next 2 months. But I'm going to have to go with my Huskers. It hasn't started out great,
What are rebounds?
Oh, we don't know. We live in Nebraska. We don't know.
Yeah. They're non-existent. Yeah. I like that, and I appreciate you for taking them. I appreciate that.
I like it because the rebound thing is funny to me because I watched the Creighton Nebraska game and you guys got the 7-foot German kid with the wrap, with the basketball.
Wilhelm Breidenbach. Oh yeah.
Just jacking up 3-pointers. No thought to crashing the boards in the slightest. Gotta love it. Lost
green light. Everyone has the green light in Hoiberg's offense. That's all it is. You play for Hoiberg and you got that green light from day one.
Yeah, man. It's gotta be weird for Iowa State fans seeing Hoiberg coaching any team but the Cyclones.
Yes.
Chase, who are you rolling with for your first team?
It's going to be St. Bonaventure. It's going to be the Bonnies. They are in the top 25. If I look at the rest of this week, tomorrow they've got a matchup against a pretty good Clemson team who started the season 4-0. They're an ACC team, so they kind of give them that little bit of respect for basketball. And then on Saturday they've got a matchup against a team that I feel like their record doesn't really reflect how good they actually are, and that's the University of Northern Iowa. That's a team that is going to be in the tournament. Mark my words. They are 1-3, but they are going to they're probably going to win their conference. They will make the tournament. They're a very good basketball team. They just they've been overmatched with their schedule so far. So I think they've got I'm gonna root for St. Bonaventure to stay in the top 25, but they're gonna have to beat two pretty tough teams to do it.
I like it. First team I'm taking. I'm going a little bit of a homer. I lived in this area all of 2020. Give me the Cal State Northridge Matadors. Bull up, baby. I'm following this team. They're always fun come like conference tournament time. They're just a fun team to root for, to like upset somebody and ruin a season. Give me Cal State Northridge for this week. Scotty Law, who's your next one?
I'm going to stick with my Husker tree here. He got canned for Nebraska a couple years ago, but he's still a great guy. I love following him. Tim Miles at San Jose State. They're going to be one of my teams that I'm going to watch this week and throughout the season. Bit of a rough start for them. They've been kind of down in the dumps as a program the last few years, but Miles excels at turning programs around. He couldn't quite get it done here, but he sure took us. He took us to the tournament in his second year.
He built it. I feel like he
couldn't sustain it fully.
Yeah, I was talking with somebody about that. Like, he's really good at building up programs. He just can't sustain. He just he plateaus and then just can't adjust. He can't get that next level.
Yep. He was at Colorado State. He took them from an okay team to a tournament team. They got beat his last year there in the tournament, and then next year, don't you know, he has 4 starters from Nebraska. They go and win a tournament game without him there. And Nebraska basketball still never won a tournament game. And so he really got them to a good spot. They've kind of fallen downhill a little bit there. But, yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do at San Jose State.
Heck yeah. Chase, who's your numero dos?
It's gonna be the team that your Huskers just played earlier this week. It's gonna be Creighton. Creighton. Mm-hmm. Traditionally a pretty good little basketball program. They've got a 7-footer who looks the part. He's not your new like prototypical NBA 7-footer that can step out, knock down 3-pointers, that can run the court, which I love. Like I love the old school like. Give me a big man you can see the abject terror in his eyes when he picks up his dribble at the elbow because he needs a ball handler. He needs a ball handler to help him out. And they're a pretty good team. They've got if they can win the rest of their matchups this week, it's a good start to the season. So I'm interested to see what the old Creighton Blue Jays can do. I don't know. That's not a Blue Jay noise. Just I'll kick my own ass.
My next team, I'm going to be going to the Memphis Tigers. I'm actually just super excited to see them, how they're starting out. They seem to like have all the hype in the world, and I just want to see early on if they can deliver. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking for in this early week.
Yeah, they've got those recruiting classes under Penny have been great. They just haven't been able to get it done. They had a pretty good team a few years ago, and then got COVID canceled all that. Back with James Wiseman. Now they got Amani Bates for 2 years. We'll see what they can do with him there.
I'm excited.
The Memphis is a city that is – this is the great thing about college basketball is that you don't have to rely on an entire state to sustain your program. Like you can rely on one good inner city, location to kind of fill it out. And Memphis is a great basketball town that produce a fuck ton of basketball talent. I'm worried how they're going to handle the death of young Dolph, though.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'll get to see sort of a little bit of a test. They play Virginia Tech coming up next Wednesday, so I'll be eyeballing that one.
Okay. I like it. They're a fun program to be good. Like to have that kind of like city because it's such. I don't know if you've ever been to Memphis, but it's a fucking grimy ass place, and it's nice.
Good barbecue though, dude. I like
Yeah,
it. Good food.
good barbecue, great. But I
You
want
could
them to
get stabbed at almost any corner, but
Oh, it is a fantastic place to lose your life.
Yes.
Fantastic place to lose your life. Always has been. But having a grimy basketball team to go with it is good. That's why I'm glad they got rid of that curly headed fuck, Josh Pastner.
Scotty
Where'd he
Law,
end up?
your?
Where is he
I
now?
don't know where he's at.
Georgia Tech, I think.
Yes, yeah, they won the ACC last year.
Curly,
Yeah.
he's like bougie Georgia Tech material. He's not grimy, dirty ass Bluff City, Memphis.
Not the grit type.
With that perm, hell no.
Yeah.
Scotty Law, who's your third team?
I'm going to go another team that's close to us in proximity and go with the Wichita State Shockers. Team that had a lot of success. Yeah, they had a lot of success with Greg Marshall there for a good decade or so. They had that one year where they were, 30-0, 31-0, lost in the Elite Eight, maybe Final Four. That team back with Clay Anthony early and just fell off, and then Marshall got fired, and it's just been downhill ever since. I want to see how they can do this year and just bounce back, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's kind of cool seeing a team like that's a little bit lesser known have so much success, and I'd like to see them be able to regain that.
I like it. I like the take. Let's fucking go. Chase, where are we going for number 3?
I got to go with this, just the slimiest man, and maybe all of college sport, and that's Rick Pitino and the Iona Gales.
Ooh.
It's he's doing what he's done at pretty much everywhere he's ever been, which is he's turning this into a winning program, and I'd love to see him take. I love these small Northeastern, especially if like Catholic schools, they're always so fun to watch, and so I'm gonna go with Iona this week.
Hell yes. I'm going to take my team. I'm also going to go to the Northeast, and I know a couple guys that went to school around the area. Apparently, they're the Radford Highlanders, but from what I hear, their real mascot should be the Radford Whores. Give me Radford. I'm going to follow this team. They're very entertaining to me. They're always fun. They're another fun team come conference tournament time that I always kind of like to root for. Give me Radford.
Well, I am going to go off to the southwest portion of the United States here and go with the Arizona Wildcats. See how they can rebound from this whole FBI sting and get over losing Sean Miller. They finally gave him the can after all that time. He just wasn't getting it done. They were once a proud program, won a championship a couple decades ago under Lute Olson, and just have not been able to replicate that success. They've had a few good teams there, with Aaron Gordon, but they just I don't know what their deal is. They've had the talent. I mean, you got DeAndre Ayton going number 1 overall in the draft a few years ago, and they just can't get anything done in the tournament. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they can rebound this year with a new coach.
It had to have just been like the whole FBI sting, just like hanging over Arizona, right? And how did he just get fired? Can he not just lie for longer? It's been working. I don't know. Just keep lying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like to call him Fat Rick Pitino.
I like that. I mean, if college sports in general, I feel like you could just get away with just lying and just not accepting any punishment from anybody.
Yeah, if you just go, no, not dog, that ain't me.
Isn't that what LSU did?
Yes, he's still doing it. He's still at LSU.
Yeah.
Will Wade.
Will Wade, yeah. You have him on a wiretap talking actual dollar figures. He's like, nope, didn't happen.
Nope.
No idea what you're talking about. I said 10,000 doll hairs.
I sometimes wonder if Hugh Freeze could have adopted that method.
I think as soon as they dialed the phone and it was like, hi, North Mississippi area escorts. So they're like, oh, you gotta go.
It's a driving company.
Yeah, it's like motorcades. That's what it,
It's
what
like
it is.
it's like Uber meets those lingerie coffee shops.
Okay, I didn't know lingerie coffee shops were a thing. Excuse me,
They're a
I
thing.
have to do some Googling.
They're a thing. Chase, where are you going next?
I had so much fun. I don't think they're going to be near as good as they were last year, but I had so much fun saying this last tournament. The Oral Roberts University.
Oh, that was mine.
Oh, okay. I can find another one if you
No,
want.
you stay with it. They're a good one. That's a good one.
They lost some talent to the NBA. I believe they had a player drafted. I'd like to see them reload. It's a team that like we always like played beat up on like once a year, but like after that run last year, oh my god! And they came so close to beating us, so close to beating us in the Sweet 16. I thought they had beaten us. But yeah, I'd like to see if the Oral Roberts University can keep having a good season. They've got some pretty weak matchups this week, so they should be. It should just be oral for everyone.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna be going. I feel like I have a lot of coastal action going on in mine. I'm gonna be going Midwest. Give me the Minnesota Golden Gophers for this week. They're a fun team. I love the mascot, and I think they got some fun matchups coming up. So give me Minnesota to be watching. Let me see.
Is Rick Pitino's kid still coaching in Minnesota, or did they show him the door?
He got canned last year, I think.
I think you're right.
Let me look here quick.
Oh, I just missed the fun matchups with Minnesota.
Head coach Ben Johnson in his first season. Yeah. Man, they've had a basketball season. Basketball team since 1896. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
God, I forget how old Minnesota is as like a university.
Yeah, it was last time PJ Fleck really had them going in Minnesota, and they were talking about like the last time they had won this many games, had been undefeated for this long. I was like, holy shit! It's like it was like 1902, and they'd played like a couple of local high schools.
That's some classic Michigan too, almost.
Right.
Okay. Scotty Law, your last team. It's come to this point.
Yep, I'm going to go with the USC Trojans. Only going with this because those guys bring in a lot of talent. They have had, 2-3 lottery picks over the last couple of years. Coach Andy Enfield, the coach of the Florida Gulf Coast team that made it to the Sweet 16 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Just a fun team to watch. I don't know how they've reloaded, I guess, but kind of why I put them on here. They were my back team. Just always have a fun team to watch. And, I hate the University of Southern California, but I do enjoy watching Andy Enfield's teams play. I always have. Looking forward to seeing what they can do this year.
I'm excited. I mean, yes, you should hate USC, and I respect that, but they could be fun.
Did they lose one Mobley or both Mobleys to the draft?
I'm not sure, I guess. I'll have to.
I want to say one of those tall ass brothers is still there.
Yeah, Isaiah is still there.
As long as they've got one of those kids, yeah, they've got a chance in the Pac-12, I would think.
Man, those kids can play some ball.
Jesus, they can. Chase, your last team for the week.
It's going to the Ivy League. I'm going to go Cornell. They just had a win against Colgate. Who
I was eyeballing them.
Yeah, last year Colgate was like there was a lot of heat for them to win I believe they won like the Patriot League, and then in the first round, a lot of people thought that Colgate was going to pull out like an upset as like a 14 seed, and the fact that Cornell got that win over Colgate, they're in the Ivy League, like they're going to be a fun team to watch. It's you always pull for that Ivy League team that makes the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
It's the one time I get to root for like people that go to an Ivy League school.
Yeah, instead of just beat them up and take their lunch money. Smart
exactly.
bucks.
My last team, I'm sticking with the Jimnasium theme here. I'm actually going with the Directional Michigan School. I'm going with my favorite Directional Michigan school. I'm going to be following Eastern Michigan, the Eagles, baby, all weekend, all week. They got a big one against Michigan State coming up in a few days. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm going to be rooting for them the whole fucking time. I'll tell you that much.
I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. That's the E. There we go. No, it's still feels backwards. Feels backwards. Eastern. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you're good.
Whatever.
I gotta
Whatever.
say,
Like that.
they missed a big opportunity being the EMU Emus.
They did. They did.
Eagles, I mean, it works, Eastern Eagles, but the EMU Emus, how cool of a name would that have been as a mascot?
That's a win. That's a win right there. But instead they lose. They let Liberty Mutual take all of the the fire from him with the
Imagine
the
they could have been sponsored by Liberty Mutual.
Yeah, man.
Pull the old Michigan State when they tried to get sponsored by Rocket Mortgage or whoever that was.
Yeah,
right.
A couple years ago.
Right.
I do wish Eastern Michigan did with basketball what they did with football and just painted their court gray. I would love that.
That's a lot to look at.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But I would love it so much.
Most disorienting court to look at, Oregon. Oregon with their trees in the court.
Yeah.
It's a cool concept, but you watch a game there, and I mean, you got a migraine leaving that game just watching that court. There's so much going on there.
I don't know how any referee is just like, oh great, I get to go here and referee and the trees and try to figure out if the ball was in or not. Thanks, guys.
What venue has the hardest viewing experience just on the eyes, just in any sport?
Tennessee, orange, always.
I might throw Eastern Washington in there with the red field.
Okay.
Yeah, you get those bright colors that pop, and your eyes are they're straining the whole time. That's a lot to handle.
Coastal Carolinas is a little hit or miss too. The teal.
Yeah. So Tennessee though also has the added dimension of the checkerboards that don't line up with there's the checkerboard and then the space between that and the end zone. So there's so you're okay, he was out. No, he was out on the checkerboard, not out on the actual field. But fuck that football. Let's talk basketball.
I would probably put Oregon in there too. For sure.
I would go. I guess I don't know how hard it would be from a fan's perspective, but you guys ever seen Vanderbilt's basketball court?
Oh, with the benches on the end and the arch,
and it's raised up.
Yeah. The raised thing is Minnesota has the raised thing too, but
they do,
You add in the fact that Vanderbilt's is in a really gross old high school gym.
Yeah.
At the same time.
That's gotta be
that'd throw me off.
So that's fucky right there. That's it for our picks. You guys got any more college basketball news you want to talk before we sign off on the inaugural episode? Any more points you want to hit? There's a few I see on here.
Oh, there's that kid. What's his name? Ty from Kentucky, and how much he looks like Snoop from The Wire. Have you seen either The Wire or Ty?
I have not seen Ty. I have seen The Wire.
Ty makes me think of this time I went bowling with my friend John Champagne, and we were really baked, and we pulled into the parking lot, and there was this jacked up truck, and on the back there was a decal that said "dang dang," and I was like, "So what are we gonna do when we get in there?" And my buddy John was like, "Try not to get our asses kicked by dang dang." Apparently,
wow.
When you run into people that just have the same name twice, and that's how you refer to them, they're either about to go or just coming from prison.
Yeah, that or a special ed class, maybe both.
One of the two or both.
Yeah, good for Dang Dang. Dang Dang got his GED while he was locked up.
The only other thing I see on here that I kind of want to touch on, we didn't talk about what's up with Kansas. What's going on? I feel like the Big 12 got neglected here. What's going on with Kansas?
Do we ever really know?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, those guys have so many issues, and it's just every year they sweep it under the rug. It's a story for a day or two. It's never a story again after that. That's every single year. It's like a recurring theme.
as long as they keep fighting people like they did last year. Like they had some great fights last year. And they're the only college basketball program with like specifically Snoop Dogg related issues.
They actually had my favorite moment of the college basketball season when they fought Kansas State. That was amazing.
Yeah, that like I thought a chair was going to fly in that one.
I think
like,
a chair did fly.
Of course it did. Keep it classy in the Little Apple.
I'm rewatching the footage right now. I'll commentate. Kansas State just swats them. Benches get cleared. Benches are empty. Fucking brawl going on.
Was it Azubuike who was in that one, in that fight?
Getting into the stands. Just all out brawl, and then they break it up. Oh, God, that was such a fun moment. Like, in the moment, that was so – I loved it. I love just – basketball brawls are awesome.
Basketball brawls are like right here, like, and football brawls are like there because no one is wearing a helmet. There are chairs that are not secured to the floor that can be like thrown at people, and like courtside seats are a thing. Like brawls can end
you get
up
the fans in it.
The fans are like way closer. They're way closer to the environment. I love that.
Yeah, man. I will take a basketball fight any day over a football fight.
Okay, you guys got anything else you want to hit on before we sign out?
Let's see. I'm not sure who Arkansas plays next, but Arkansas by 1,000,000.
Okay.
We actually play Kansas State.
Ooh.
In the Hall of Fame Classic presented by Hotels.com.
You got Kansas State, and then you got Penn. I hope you beat those fucking Ivy League fucks.
Backdoor cuts will do you wrong, son.
There we go. I think that'll do it, folks, for our inaugural episode of the Jimnasium. Jim Rats going to be bringing you college basketball shit and news and opinions from the garage every single week. My boy, Scotty Law, where can the people find you if you want them to?
If you haven't yet, head over to Better Than Vegas at Scotty Law. I'll be aiming for 3 days a week right now, putting out Scotty Locks. Got some good picks going on. I'll be putting up as many videos as I can, trying to help everyone win some money, and you can find me there.
Hell yes. Chase, lay your shit.
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter, at of Ucla. Fridays tomorrow, in fact, I will be on America ABR Live on Always Best Racing with our boy Blackjack Fletcher and ex-WWE Diva Summer Rae, aka Danielle Monnier. Saturday mornings, College Profits with my boy XFL Jim. Sunday mornings, Fantasy Foreplay once again with my boy
Tune in to
XFL
Fantasy
Jim.
Foreplay this coming week. Tune in. It's a good one.
Yeah, there were foreign substances. And also Sunday night with my boy XFL Jim. Pretty much anytime I'm somewhere, I'm near this big galoot right here. And also got to go out to California to the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar with America's Best Racing. Got some videos coming out. One just dropped earlier this week, so check them out. Had a great time.
Your man in the street stuff is awesome.
Thank you.
I liked it.
Thank you.
Liked it.
It just took a little bit of whiskey and a whole bunch of weed.
I mean, there you go. Did you have some of those espresso beans?
You know it.
Just a few.
Just a couple.
Y'all know where to find me at XFL Jim on everything. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. I've got some stuff coming out. I actually think right after we're done recording this, I'm pretty sure I need to order the Arby's Curly Fry Vodka. I need to get my hands on that ASAP.
Ooh.
It's going to be
good luck with that.
I'm anti that, but good luck to you.
It's
is that gonna mix with something, or is that just something you only drink straight? You don't put it with anything?
Yes.
Ketchup flavored vodka?
Maybe you mix in a little dash of ketchup with it. I'm gonna try some different cocktail recipes. I'm gonna have a whole video out about
Looking forward to that.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. Love you guys. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a review on Apple Podcasts, wherever you can find us. Love you guys. Peace out. Let's go. College basketball season is here. Woo!
Go.